Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us this Friday, the 14th of August, and yet another episode of our weekly youth forums powered by Co-Bank. We are super excited. We are moving on very well so far. This is our 26th episode, and of course, I want to thank each and every one of you who's been part of our online community every single Friday from 11 a.m. Thank you so much for always being here. And just in case today is your first time here, first of all, karibu sana, and also know that you can catch up on all the other conversations that we have had. All you have to do is to go back to our social media platforms. We are Co-Bank Kenya on Facebook, on X, and on YouTube as well, and you will be able to catch up on every impactful conversation that we've had with different experts here on the forum. Kama kawaida, I'm always excited being here with you as your host. My name is Violetta Ngina. Now, today's topic is very interesting. Interesting because when a young person listens to it or thinks about it, anaweza dhania ni kitu ya watu wazee ama ni kitu boring sana. And the conversation is on retirement plan and pension. Often, we as young people don't pay so much attention to retirement because we are thinking, I'm still young. Why should I be thinking about my 60s right now? I'm only 20. But no, all you have to remember is that how you spend your money now in your 20s, how you save, will determine how comfortable you will be in your 60s after you retire. And that's why the conversation on retirement and pension is very important, even to you as a 20-year-old. Now, to unpack this conversation for us, we are joined by our expert, Mr. Alex Kirigo from CIC. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Gina.
How are you?
I am doing very fine.
Happy to have you here on our set today.
It's a pleasure.
Umetupangia je mambo ya pensions. What do you want us to understand today, especially for us young people, my 20-year-old who, when we think of pensions, we are thinking, ay, vitu za wazee. Why should I be part of this conversation right now? What's your plan for us today?
The beauty of it is today came with goodies, and I'll be sharing some insights on pension.
Right.
Yes.
How important is this conversation for a 20-year-old on a scale of 1 to 10, if you were to rate it?
On a scale of 1 to 10, this conversation, honestly, I will rate it at a 10.
All right, at a 10, he already has us hooked. Amesema this conversation is important for you. Hata kama wewe ni 20 years old, ndo unaanza kazi, whether it's formal employment ama umejiajiri mahali, this conversation is important for you. And kama kawaida, we like to hear from you. So leo tunataka kuuliza swali. The question we're asking you today is, have you thought about your retirement before? Ukiwa kwa ile kazi ambao unafanya, ukifanya your future plans, you see the way you normally plan, hey, in 5 years I want to buy a car, or rather I want to buy a house, I want to travel to where. There's many good plans that you have. Have you planned anything about retirement? If you have, please let us know. Na kama pia haujapanga, tuambie tu, hatutakujudge. That's why we're having that conversation today. And also, as we proceed with this conversation, kama una swali yoyote, usiogope kuuliza. If anything is not very clear, please feel free to ask the question. We will be more than happy to sample your feedback and questions. Alafu Alex hapa will give you all the answers that you need regarding all matters retirement and pensions. So now let's just start from the very beginning. Ukiongelelea mambo ya retirement plan or pensions, explain to us like we are 3 years, ndo tuelewe vizuri kabisa. What exactly are we talking about?
What we are talking about when you talk about pension, I am thinking about, maybe let's bring it here close to us. Let's think about retirement as maybe a stool, a three-legged stool. So if we're having a stool, it has different aspects. It has one leg there, the other leg here, and the next leg there, for it to be able to give you support. We most of the times find ourselves in a situation whereby we have the different plans when in terms of retirement. We have the NSSF, we have the company pension, we have your individual pension. These are the aspects that form this great monster that young people perceive to be something that is not being understood.
Right.
So that is what we are going to be talking about. I'll paint this picture in a way that at least people are going to be able to understand that how is this retirement important now and as early as possible.
All right.
Yes.
So now let's talk about a young person who just got employed. Okay, this is a 24/5, their first job, they finished campus. We want to understand how this retirement plan works. Tayari ushasema mambo ya NSSF hapo, pension contribution. Yeah, tusha float kidogo, but we believe you're going to unpack it for us. And we're looking at the different scenarios that young people are in. So for this 24-year-old, amepata job yake ya kwanza, entry salary ni 50,000. All right. So help us understand, hiyo contribution inatokea wapi kwa hiyo 50,000? Is it compulsory? Is it something that is already stated when you're joining the company? So break it down for us.
So, for instance, in a situation whereby you are employed,
Okay.
You'll first actually be able to find out that as you're being onboarded, does the company have a pension plan? Does it have a scheme?
Okay.
Because we find out that most of the companies do have a pension plan. And the reason why they do have this pension plan is like a sweetener to the members or to the employees who are coming on board. But also that said, there are also other aspects of something we call the NSSF, which is now that is an automatic deduction. Just because you've joined employment, it means by default, as long as your employer is registered in this country, something we call NSSF contribution is mandatory.
Break down NSSF inasimamia nini?
So the NSSF stands for National Social Security Fund.
Great.
That is what actually it means.
All right.
So that is where people contribute. You contribute to a kitty, to your own account,
Right.
towards your retirement. That is now one of the ways whereby young people are able to contribute toward
Right.
their retirement.
And that is compulsory
And that one is compulsory.
in any institution that you're employed to work.
Yes.
Is it a standard figure or it depends on how much you're earning?
It depends on how much you are earning.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So now there's that, and then we have the pension, which you've said kuna kampuni ambazo ziko nayo na kuna wale ambao hawana hiyo the pension plan. So in case I join a company that has the pension plan, how does it work? Is it also like a standard figure, or what exactly? How is it calculated?
Okay. So this is what happens. By the time someone is being employed, there is always an employment letter. So this employment letter stipulates and shows that by the time you've joined our employer and you've been confirmed as permanent and pensionable, you are eligible to join a pension fund that is either hosted by the employer themselves or it is external. So in a situation whereby it is hosted by your current employer, what you just need to do, they are going to give you a form which you're going to fill to be able to be onboarded by the employer.
Okay.
So this also brings the aspect of how much are you supposed to be contributing.
Right.
So the aspect of contribution is also determined by the employer. The employer will say, for instance, an example, as long as you are now permanent and pensionable, you're going to be deducted 10% of your gross salary.
Okay.
Yes.
So can let's say we have company A and then we have company B. Is the 10% what you'll find in both companies, or each company has their percentage on how they calculate that pension contribution? Is it standard?
The truth of the matter is this. Different companies have different rates.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yes. So unaweza pata 10% of your gross salary, sindio? So for this young person who's earning 50,000, so that means 10% of their 50,000 means every month they're being deducted 5,000. All right. And you said something, you repeated something, that is when you become permanent
and pensionable.
Yes. Kuna mtu ataingia mahali lakini bado ako kwa on a temporary contract, it doesn't apply at that time.
Yes. But one thing to mention, it doesn't apply at that particular moment in time, but there is something that applies, the statutory one. The statutory one, you will always be deducted. The National Social Security Fund, that one has to be deducted since you joined the company.
Even if you're on contract, you're not yet a permanent employee.
Exactly.
So hiyo ni lazima.
Yes.
Lakini hii ingine, until you become permanent employed there, that's when now you'll be pensionable.
Exactly.
All right, good. So huyu ambaye anatoa 5,000 every month. Alright, so kwa mwaka hiyo pesa itakuwa 5,000 times 12, 60.
Around 60.
Sasa kuna mtu anataka kuelewa what is the benefit of this contribution? Itakuja kunisaidia aje? And can I get my money at what point? Make it very clear. Is it retirement yetu ni what ages? Can I get it before ifike hiyo mwaka ama lazima nifike hiyo mwaka ya retirement so that I can now go and collect my pension contribution?
So we have to talk about 3 ages here.
Okay.
We'll talk about age 50 and we'll also talk about age 60 and we'll also talk about age 65.
All right.
So age 50 is the early retirement age in the country. Then when you talk about age 60, this is the normal retirement age and 65 is the late retirement age.
Right.
So first of all, we have to establish that.
Okay.
So for you to be able to access these funds by the time you're reaching
50,
the time you're reaching 50,
yeah,
it will have compounded over time, right? So you're going to be able to withdraw it together with the interest aspect.
Explain hapo kidogo. Kuna mtu hakuwa anajua hiyo pesa inaweza zaana hapo. So hiyo ndo meter, it has compounded.
Yes.
All right, so help us understand how does it grow? What interest rates are we getting for this money? Is there a particular percentage that is calculated for the same? As you keep telling us now, what happens when I'm 50 and I want to go get my money?
So I will maybe want to paint a picture here so that we can be able to come together when it comes to this compounding aspect, first of all.
Yeah.
Let's do a bit of an analogy here. Let's take 2 friends who want to have a mango tree.
A mango tree.
Yes, I want to have a mango tree, and maybe you also want a mango tree, right? So because we all want a mango tree, so what we are going to do is this: we are going to plant a mango tree, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I decide, let me start planting my mango tree now. And maybe you're going to plant it later by maybe 10 years when maybe you're comfortable to do that, right?
All right.
So for me, I've started now, right? Because anyway, the seed is not costing me as much. So I'll just plant and just give it time, you know? So I've planted my tree. And now the other person also had to wait for like 10 years for them to start planting theirs, right? So by the time it's 10 years, something will have happened to my tree. Mine will have grown.
Yeah, and even had fruits. And you've harvested.
Fruits, right? And have a shade, right?
Yeah.
But for the 10-year one who started later than me, maybe now it's the time they're having branches, right?
Yes.
They are
sprouts here and there.
Here and there, right? So ideally, you can see already here, there is something that is happening on just the aspect of delay. By 10 years, right? There's someone who is already eating fruits and the other one is on branches.
Waiting to eat the fruits.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, here is where the caveat comes in, and this is where it now gets interesting. I am planting a seed. This is what happens in most saving account. You plant a seed for you to be able to get a tree. But now when it comes to the aspect of compounding, it brings another aspect to it. This tree that you've planted, also after growing, it gives other seeds or it drops other seeds down. Have you ever witnessed of trees which drop seeds down, then those seeds sprout?
Start sprouting again.
And what have we, right?
Yeah.
So that is exactly what happens when it comes to compounding interest. So these seeds that are dropping down, these also become trees. The seeds that are dropping down, the ones that the trees that have grown, they drop other seeds, so they already continue making other trees. So by the time you are reaching that age that you're now retiring, already it's almost like you have a small forest,
an orchard.
Yes, a small forest, right?
Yeah.
But you'll find out the only thing that has brought about that small forest is nothing else but time. It's because you didn't plant no more seeds. You just planted one, right?
Yes.
But
mapema.
Right now, you have a forest.
Yeah.
So what has happened? That there has been multiplication based on your single seed. That is now the aspect of compounding.
That one seed ilimea, ikatoa mbegu zingine, hizo mbegu zikaendelea kumea, and the cycle continued.
Exactly.
So that's what we are talking about when we say compounding, ama pesa yako ile ambao una contribute inazaana.
Exactly.
All right. So now when we get to 50, all right, huyu mtu amekuwa kwa employment, amekuwa akikatwa hiyo 5,000 kwa sababu tulisema pengine institution yao or the company they work for, the rate is 10% of their gross. So they get employed when they are 25. So they save for 25 years. All right. So pesa, of course, it has quadrupled many times, and it has compounded as well. So now when they want to access their money at 50, do they go and get the entire money, or there's a procedure to that as well?
That's a very good question, Gina. And now I think that is actually where most young people, us as young people, we get confused a lot because we do not understand the different setups that we have. So for instance, let me just share two aspects whereby we have a provident fund and we have a pension fund.
Where are those coming from?
So I want to now bring it down here.
Yeah.
By the moment you are joining employment and you've been able to join a pension fund, right? Or a scheme, let's call it a scheme before we call it anything else. You've been able to join this scheme, right? This scheme that you're joining, you can ask your employer, is it a provident fund or is it a pension fund? So that you can just have a rough idea of how it now works.
Okay. So you can get into an institution where there's a pension contribution, but it can be either a pension fund or a provident fund.
Yes.
Those are questions you can ask from the onset?
Yes. As you join, so that you're able to understand how is this benefit going to help me when I reach the age of retirement.
So what's the difference between now someone who has the pension fund or the provident plan? How different are they? Kwa sababu contribution mi naona ni ile tu unafanya every month.
Yes.
So what's the difference between pension plan and provident plan?
The major difference between the pension fund and the provident fund is just as the name connotes. It says that the pension fund is a fund whereby it is set up to provide you with some monthly amounts on a monthly basis. Like you are paid something like a salary on a monthly basis. I know most of us have heard of people who are receiving pension on a monthly basis.
After they retire.
After they retire.
Okay.
So that forms part of it.
Okay.
So when you join a pension fund, it means that by the time you are retiring, you've reached that age of 50 and you want to access your funds, right? By the time you are retiring, you're going to get 1/3 of the money that you had totally contribute 1/3 of it.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's say nimefanya kazi, I've been working for like 30 years and now my pension contribution pamoja na the compound interest is something like 20 million.
Yes.
All right. So if they're going to give me 1/3 of the 20 million.
Yes.
That's true?
Yes.
And then now what is left wananilipa per month?
Yes. Now what is left is used to buy an annuity, and an annuity is now the product that gives you the pension. For instance, let's take an example. Let's say I am in a pension plan, right? I have 600, and let's say this is a huge amount of money, 600, right? So if I have 600,
600 what?
like,
Thousand or
no,
just
just
600?
600, just to make it the mathematics very simple.
Okay.
Yes.
Kama contribution yako yote ni 600.
Yes, contribution yako yote ni 600, right? So if it is 600, we'll pay you 1/3.
1/3 of 600,
yes,
which is
going to be around 200 shillings, right?
Yes.
Then the 400 shillings that remains, that one is now used to buy an annuity, which we are calling it a product that is going to be giving you now the monthly income that you'll be receiving in terms of pension.
Yes. So they'll give you a lump sum at first.
Yes.
Alafu hii ingine ndo unasema it will be used to buy you an annuity.
Yes.
Which is now going to be some amount of money that you'll be getting every month.
Yes.
And that figure is fixed.
That figure is fixed.
Oh, haitakuwa hii month ilikuingia 30,000, next month 70, next month but 110,000.
No.
So the annuity will come with like a fixed figure every month.
Yes.
And that is if you are in a pension fund.
Yes.
Institution yenyu inapeana a pension fund.
Yes.
All right. So what if yours is a provident plan?
Now, when you're in a provident plan, now that things change a bit, because now it seems that you have the autonomy of to choose. Like now you yourself, you can decide. It is upon you. Unaweza amua hii pesa sasa kitu unataka kufanya nayo. In terms of like you might be given the whole pension, you might be paid the whole lump sum
in totality.
In totality.
Hata kama iko 30 million.
Even if it's 100 million.
Come on.
Yes.
You're making me want to retire.
You'll be paid all of it.
Yeah.
Yes. But again, you might want to decide about something. You might decide, because I have 20 million, I want to take 10 million and I want 10 million to maybe buy me an annuity so that I can be getting monthly amounts on a monthly basis. So now here you have that flexibility. It is your choice.
Oh, it's your choice.
Yes.
Or lakini ile ingine ni standard pension plan. Utapatiwa a lump sum and then the rest will be used to buy you the annuity, which will guarantee you some money every month.
Exactly.
So kuna mtu ambaye ataamua kuretire at 50, kuna mwingine ataretire at 60, mwingine at 65. Now what if I don't retire at 65? We see other people who are beyond 65 and they're still working.
Yes.
Does it still work the same? Ama unafaa kuhakikisha by 65, wewe kwanza tu take your money. Anything you do after 65 in employment is a different bargain altogether.
Something actually so important to mention.
Yeah.
We always have people who have, you've worked and you've reached the age of 50. So you will feel because now you've reached the age of 50, you can access your pension. You cannot. Yes, you've reached the retirement age, but you cannot be able to access your pension.
Why?
And this is because the law indicates this, that you only access your pension upon actively living active employment. You have first to live active employment. Yeah, because it wouldn't make more sense if I am paying you your retirement benefits and you're still working.
So lazima niache kazi kabisa, and you will verify that I'm no longer in employment.
Yes.
Niko huko ushagusa inaangalia kuku.
Yeah, we have to find to get a letter from your employer which indicates that now you've left active employment, and now we will process your payment.
Okay.
But one thing I have to say about retirement, you can save for retirement as long as you want. You can even be, for people like judges, they work for very long. Yeah. So they will continue contributing
even
towards
doctors.
Even doctors.
You see some very old doctors. Yes.
So you will find out that they will contribute for a very long time because their age allows.
Okay. So you can't, hata kama umefika 50 ama 60, but you're still in active employment, you can't access your pension.
Yes.
And if you're above 65 and you're still in employment?
If you're still in employment and still at 65, still you cannot be
still
able
you
to
can't.
access this.
So it only works once you've left active employment.
Yes.
Okay.
The most important thing to note is this, is that this money is coming to help you during your retirement.
Okay.
You have to always have that. Yes.
Okay, it's your retirement money.
Exactly.
All right. So what happens if I want to access the money before I'm 50?
Before you're 50?
Yeah.
Before you're 50, it's something that I highly discourage, but there are provisions for that.
Okay.
By the time you are 50 years, and let's say you've been contributing your amounts on a monthly basis, and the employer is also contributing the same. So by the time you are 50, you are below 50 and you want to access those money, when you now change, you've moved from company A to company B, you can be able to access half of it. That is 50%.
50% of it.
Yes.
So let's say I was employed in company A and then I've been poached to another company. I'm going to company B. So I can access my pension contribution that I have made so far with company A, but half of it.
Yes.
And then where does the other half go?
The half remains until when you reach the early retirement age.
Oh. Yes. But you said you highly discourage that.
Yes.
So what's the other option?
The other,
and I'm moving companies.
If you're moving companies and you're now going to another company, what you can always do about your money, you'll have first to establish the company B. Does it have a pension fund, right?
Yeah.
Because if it has, you're just able to transfer from company A to company B.
All of it.
All of it. And now you're not
Okay.
going to go and start from scratch.
Yeah.
You are building from something.
Okay.
Yes.
But what if I'm moving from company A to company B and company B doesn't have a pension contribution plan?
So if you're moving to company B and it doesn't have a pension fund, what happens is this: you can decide to leave it where you are before, or open an individual pension plan whereby you transfer it from now that company you are in to your individual pension plan. If you transfer it to your individual pension plan and you go to the other company and they do not have such arrangement, you have now the ability actually to tell the employer there, please send this money to my individual pension plan in that company.
But you can also leave it in
Yes.
the previous
employer.
So it's not tied to the employer.
No.
Because mtu anaweza dhania guys, mimi nishatoka huko naacha pension zangu na hiyo kampuni.
No. Kitu moja na pension, pension unaendanga nayo. Hii ni yako.
Yes. It's not tied to the company.
It is not even tied to your employer. Yes.
Okay.
It is yours.
So if I'm moving to a company which probably they don't have the pension contribution plan, naweza iacha tu hapo mali nimekuanga nikicontribute, or I open a personal one and the funds can be directed there.
Exactly.
So what if also I'm moving to a company that I'm feeling percentage yao ya kucalculate compound interest iko chini compared, you get, maybe the deal on the other side was sweeter, the money was growing at a better rate, and I'm like, rate ya hawa say iko chini, can I still do the same and maintain huku kwingine?
It's, you see now, there is a difference. For instance, you might move to a company which has already set up their pension scheme, right? And their rate might not be that good, you see, because of how maybe the funds are being invested. It will become a bit difficult for you to do what? To opt out, because you see, you are there by default. Because by the fact that you are an employee of that company, you are eligible for that scheme. Yes, so you join automatically.
Right? So I'll have to just take my funds there. Yes,
but you can decide if you want it to stay on the other end. It is squarely lies on you.
And then on this other side, I don't have to do contributions.
No, on this other side, you will now start contributing. You will be deducted. Yes.
So it's compulsory.
It is. Most times when you become permanent and pensionable, it becomes
it's standard.
Yes.
So ni kama nitakuwa na contribute mara mbili. Nimeacha huku mali the deal was sweet, lakini pia niko na hii ya huku kwingine. Okay.
So you can have as many pension plans as possible with your name.
Great. Yes. So far so good. I'd like to check in with our online people. Please feel free to talk to us. Let us know kama munaelewa mambo ya pension. Mahali unasikia umechanganyika kidogo, please feel free to raise your hand, say something, ask that question. Alex is here for you. But so far acha tufanye tu ka recap kidogo. Pension contribution ni pesa ya kukusaidia wakati wa retirement.
Yes.
All right? And the retirement age in Kenya, the one that is recognized by law, is 50,
60, 65.
You cannot access your pension contribution unless you have officially left active employment.
Yes.
And then kuna ile ya kawaida unakatwa compulsory NSSF. That one is standard, whether you're permanently employed or on contract employed. And then now there's pension contribution, which can be there na kampuni zingine hazina.
Yes.
Kama iko, there's a percentage you're contributing, but you have to find out if yours is a pension fund or a provident fund.
Yes.
If it is a pension plan, wakati unachukua pesa yako, you'll be given like a third of the total. Alafu hiyo wengine will be used to buy you annuity, and then you'll be earning some money every month.
Yes. Very good. You see, you've really gotten it.
Comes to this side now. And then, if yours is the provident plan, hapo uko na the liberty of getting your full amount in total. Kama ni 30 million, unapewa 30 million yote.
Yes.
Lakini kama ulikuwa kwa pension fund, you'll only get a third of that, which is like 10 million. And then the other 20 inatumika kukununulia annuity.
Yes. You're doing very good.
Alright, so now emphasize. Kwa wale vijana ambao wanasikiza saizi, how soon should we start doing this thing? I know you gave us the analogy of the tree and it came out very well, but zungumza na kijana tena aelewe, don't wait for 40, 50, even now in your 20s, start thinking about your pension contribution and all that.
The thing is this. The best time to start saving for your retirement is as soon as possible. What that means is this. The moment you are aware that you are, okay, maybe let's say for instance, in this country, we tend to want to say that now by the time you're reaching the age of 25, at least you've worked for, like you've studied, you've finished university. By the age of 25, we want to, in Kenya, majorly 25 to around that 27, you're almost now have your first job. So the moment you first have your first job or your first salary, please, you have to start.
You have to start.
That
right
is the
there.
right time to start.
All right.
Yes.
So now you've motivated us to start, but there's going to be a scenario whereby someone is not in formal employment. Yeye hajaandikwa na kampuni fulani. Huyu ni makeup artist, freelance. Anapaka watu kwa harusi. Mwingine ni DJ mahali, content creator. We know that now content is a real business. So these are not people on a monthly structure, monthly payment, and they're working into an institution where all these things are stipulated. So as an individual, mimi nimejiajiri, napata pesa ya kwangu, hakuna monthly, lakini pesa inaingia. How do they contribute to their pension with such a structure in an informal setup?
Good. That's a very good question.
Yeah.
You see, most people in informal sectors, they do not contribute for their pension retirement. They find themselves in a situation where they do not contribute. And this is because ideally, they are not employed.
Yeah.
Because you see, by the virtue that you're employed, you are like almost automatically enrolled to an NSSF.
Yes. Yes.
It's automatic.
It's automatic.
Now here, this slimly falls on you.
Yes.
Whereby it's you who decides, like, do you want to start contributing for this retirement?
Yeah.
First of all, if you want to start that contribution, where do you start? First, go to NSSF. Get to understand, like how can you be able to start that contribution, right? Because you're in an informal sector. The other thing you can do is approach an insurance company, which is offering the pension services. So you'll be able to open an individual pension plan. You see? So once you open an individual pension plan, what will fall next is this. It's upon you now to start thinking about how are you able to automate this payment, so that each and every month it's being deducted and being sent to your
pension contribution.
To your pension contribution.
And if I'm in informal setup, can I just do the pension contribution nimeenda kwa an insurance company without the NSSF?
Yes, you can do that.
And I can do both?
Yes, and you can do both.
Oh.
Yes, it is now, you see, someone who is in an informal sector, they are now making most of these decisions when it comes to retirement on their behalf. So there is no employer who is set up there to make that decision for you,
right,
and choose it for you.
Right.
So it is only you who is able to be able to see which is the best avenue for myself.
Right.
Yes.
Does it also have to take the structure kama ya employment where ni every month and they're deducting this amount? Kama ni 5,000, ni 5,000 every month at a particular time, right? Kwa ule mtu ambaye informal, ama DJ, content creator, ile plan yenye nitaendea pale kwa a trusted insurance company, will it be the same? Unaambiwa ni 5,000 each month na inakatwa wakati huu, or the terms are a bit different for such a person? Keeping in mind, biashara ni biashara. There are months you're barely surviving, and then there are months you're balling on no budget.
It's true.
So how does that work?
So for this one, being that it is an individual one that you've opened up for yourself, there is nowhere that is indicated that every month you have to be contributing this amount. So for this one is very flexible.
Okay.
So you can decide, this month I'm okay, niko sawa, naweza toa 10k hivi, maybe next month siko sawa, the other month siko sawa, alafu the other month niko sawa, right? So naweza amua narusha, like it's just vile niko flexible, it's very flexible.
So even if you skip a month?
There is no problem. The only point that, the only thing that you will find as a challenge is this. This month also compounds So the amount that you
Yeah.
do not might be also
takes away from your interest.
Exactly.
So you want your
Exactly.
money to grow. So the way it will grow is when you're also constantly making sure
you
you're
are making
paying
those
your
two payments.
contributions.
Yes, as low as you can. If from 500, 1,000,
Right.
yes, you can start
Okay.
small.
All right.
Yes.
So for that person who was feeling, I miss kwa formal employment, I can't contribute to pensions, you're telling them that there's a structure. You can actually do that even if you're in an informal employment.
Exactly.
Hata mtu ambaye, let's say even mtu wa smocha kwa barabara.
Yes.
You know those people make money, by the way.
They do.
Do you know? That's a topic for another day. So hata huyo mtu wa smocha, they can sign up and be paying their pensions from their business.
Yes.
Okay.
You see, we have to appreciate the fact that in this country, our financial sector has really grown.
Okay.
Because it just takes your phone to actually contribute towards your pension.
Yeah.
So it is something that is very easy.
Right.
You don't need to go to that company and indicate that now have come, have contributed. No,
All right.
is very flexible.
Good.
Yes.
So allow me to now completely sound like just a young person who's not thinking so much about tomorrow. Akuja kuuliza, so why should I focus on 60? Nani amesema nitafika hiyo 60? Why are we not living for now? Pesa imeingia sahi, live my best life. Kesho ikifika sawa, isipofika
okay. Ikifika sawa, isipofika sawa. I'll maybe want to remind us, and remind our audiences, there is a particular moment in time we used to say, by the time nitafika miaka 13, nitakuwa nimefanya hivi, nitakuwa nimefanya hivi, nitakuwa nimefanya hivi. But then it reaches to a point, you reach that 18 years. After reaching the 18 years, you realize, all those things that I was saying I will do, they are honestly even not close to me. And you know what has happened here is this. There has not been any plan. You know, like you did not plan for anything. You just said, when I reach the age of 18, nitakuwa na hivi na hivi. So you have not planned at all.
Yeah.
So for this matter pension, you have to make sure that you plan.
Right.
You have to start. And you have to start early. It's not only starting, but you have to start early to make sure that at least each and every year that goes by, you are able to make some.
But what if I don't get to 60? What happens to my contributions?
So
will my money get lost? Because someone would think that and be like, ni scheme ingine ya kuchukua do. What if I don't get to 50?
If you do not get to that age and you've been contributing, these benefits will go to your beneficiaries. So by the time you're signing up to this contract or you're applying to this insurance and you now have that pension, you will have to indicate your beneficiaries. Just like how you are employed and you have to indicate your next of kin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So for your pension benefits, you'll use a nomination of beneficiary form to nominate those people you'll want to be able to enjoy your money if the unfortunate happens.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it could be your child, it could be your
friend.
mother, your friend,
Yes.
depending on who you trust with that fund.
Exactly.
So your money doesn't get lost.
Your money
whether you get to the retirement age, it doesn't get lost.
Your money doesn't get lost.
Good. So now let's look at what people online are saying. Kuna moja hapa anauliza, what happens to my NSSF if I leave Kenya to work abroad? Can I still access it at retirement? Huwa ametoka Kenya sasa ameenda Mayolo. Structures huko ni tofauti. Ile pesa nimekuwa nikicontribute hapa na pengine nimekuwa employment for 15 to 20 years. What happens to my money?
Kama umeenda majuu na by this ko umeenda Uganda ama Tanzania, okay, pia ni majuu but isikuwe ni hapo because hapa people visit and come back. So if you're traveling abroad and you're going to stay there, you have to share with us something we call a proof of permanent residency. So this proof of permanent residency just indicates this. It indicates that now you've permanently moved, relocated to another country,
right.
And now that other country now will be responsible to maybe handling your benefits. So in such a situation, this money you can be able to access the whole
as long as you prove that you're going there permanently.
Exactly.
But what if I'm going to Uganda? And I'm going there permanently. You said it's square Uganda, Tanzania. What if I'm going there?
If you are able to prove that you have gone there permanently. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I can be able to access my NSSF money in totality.
Yes.
And what if I was also doing my pension contributions and pengine ilikuwa ya pension fund? Can I still access yote because I'm now moving permanently?
The thing is, when it comes to immigration, you will access everything.
Okay.
Even if you're moving.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So kwa wale ambao walikuwa wanashanga, what if we move abroad? You will still have your money in you can access all your money in totality as long as you prove that you're going there permanently.
Yes.
Not at 2 years and coming back.
Yes.
Hizo utapewa yote.
Hiyo utapata.
Okay. Mimi nauliza, is there a way to check how much I've accumulated under NSSF so far? Mimi nikiwa tu hapa nimechill. Can I check what my NSSF funding looks like at the moment?
Yes, you can do check. I believe that NSSF have a portal whereby members are able to log in and be able to check how much they've been able to contribute over time.
Okay,
yes.
So it's possible to do that.
Yes.
All right, what happens when I was contributing under my employer's pension plan and I'm either laid off or the business goes under? Kazi imeisha. Ama kesho hiyo building unafika pale unapata imemakiwa no entry. Mtu anasema pesa zangu haki nimekuwa nikicontribute hapa zimeenda hivyo. Is that the case?
This is what happens.
Yeah.
Nowadays, these pension schemes are held from the employer's premises. It's not like they're not internally in the employer's premises. They have contracted out different, maybe an insurance company which is providing that administration service. So this money, we have to appreciate the fact that it is not in the employer's books. It does not form the part of the employer's book. It is somewhere on with another third party. So in such a situation, now whereby now that company has, let's say retrenchment has come or it has closed down or something of sort, you are able to access that fund from now your administrator side. Yes.
So you're not losing your money even if you're fired.
Yes.
And even if the company pengine kwa bahati mbaya biashara imeenda vibaya wamefunga. Or even maybe, let's say, we've seen businesses move from one country and they've gone to open in a different other place and you are working here. Na ujaenda uko, so you will still be able to access your funds.
You'll be able to access your funds.
Good. So umesema pesa haiko entirely hapo kwa employer. It's being handled somewhere with a third party.
Yes.
So please people, wale kuna watu wako na ile fear ya, tukikosana na employer, what happens to my money? So ndio hiyo Alex amesema pesa inahandoliwa with the third party. So no matter what happens, as long as your contributions are there, you're able to still access your money.
Yes.
Sindio?
Yes.
All right, great. Pengine tuzungumzie about mistakes that you could make with your pension contribution. Now, as we get into this, we avoid those particular mistakes. What could they be?
The first mistake that most young people do make is waiting for too long. They wait before they start.
Yeah.
And you see the problem with waiting for too long is this. The problem is you will wait for too long, then by that moment you're realizing you should be saving for your retirement, you're almost at a panic mode whereby unataka kwanza kutoa mingi at sasa ndio ujaribu kusukuma the amount that you're going to be receiving by the end of your 60 years, right? So it is more of willpower. Sasa hapa ni lazima ujisukume ndio ukue able kujisaidia. But the moment you start early and you start even small, it becomes a very peaceful journey for you. You're not stressing
You're
yourself.
not stressed at
yes.
all.
So the other aspect is most people do not also bring to aspect the inflation when it comes to contributing towards their retirement. Kama kuna kitu moja unajua, kitambo, you will go to a supermarket. You could go to a supermarket with 5,000. Let's say at around 7, you'll go with 5,000 to a supermarket. And you'll almost carry a trolley. Utasukuma kile kitroli hivi kama umeweka almost.
Utasaidiwa kubeba vitu. Peleke wa gari.
I know.
Sasa hivi unabeba na mkono moja.
Yes. So you can imagine now, unaendanga tu na kale kanini kadogo, you pick some few sausages there, here and there, and that's it.
Yeah.
What has happened to that money is not that money has not changed. It has not changed. It is still the 5,000 that you used to have, right? But something has happened to it. The time value for that money has changed. Yes, it cannot buy the same things that it used to buy previously. So when you're contributing towards your retirement, aspects of inflation, you have to bring them on board and cushion yourself.
So ukiongeza mshahara pia
unaongeza
ile contribution. Usikwe 5,000 when you are making around 50k, now you're probably making 400, 300,000 or 250, whatever, and you're still doing the 5K.
Exactly. You have to always try and always
Go
continue
up. All right.
adding,
All right.
yes.
All right. Go up. So
Yes.
do you have some figures that you can share with us on how good a deal can get? Unaweza contribute kutoka wakati huu hadi wakati huu, unaweza kosa kucontribute wakati huu and your money is still growing. Any figures that you can share with us?
Okay. Let's do a bit of an illustration here. Let's say I am 25 years.
Okay.
Let's start maybe now from the point of 25 years. I am 25 years and I want to be contributing towards a pension scheme or just a retirement benefit scheme. So I want to start contributing this money at a rate of maybe, let's just take a fixed rate of 3,000.
Per month.
Per month. I'm contributing 3,000 per month, and I want to contribute this, and I'm getting an average return per year of 10%. Let's just give it at 10%, right? But the returns fluctuate. There is years whereby you get 15%, you get 12%, 10%, like that. So we are using the assumption of the 10%. So if this person, let's actually first focus on this person who is age 25 to the age of 35. Because I might want to wait until 35 so that I start, right?
Contributing.
So I'll want, first of all, let's start here at the age of 25. So at the age of 25, I'll start contributing 3,000 and I'll do that contribution for 10 years.
So a year, 3,000 a month, so that's 36,000 in a year.
Yes.
So in 10 years, that's 300.
That is going to be 360,000 around, right? So by the time you are reaching that 35 years, this contribution of yours that you've been contributing, together with the interest, it will take you to around a figure of 614,000.
614,000.
Yes. From a contribution of 360,000.
360,000 in 10 years.
Yes.
So lakini sahi chenye unapata ni 614,000.
614 after we've been able to accumulate the interest of those different years.
Yeah.
So by the time you are at that point, now let's say you even don't contribute anymore. Let's introduce that caveat. Like sasa hauta contribute tena after umecontribute until 35, hauta contribute tena, sasa utaachia hapo hiyo pesa yako iendelee ku earn interest. Do you know ukiachia hapo? Do you know how much you're going to be getting by the time you are 60?
60 from the 614,000.
From the 614,000. By the time you are 60, you'll have at around 7.4 million.
35 to 60, that's another 25 years.
That is another 25 years.
And you've not been contributing anything.
Now you're not contributing anything.
It's just your money earning compound interest.
Yes.
You're getting around 7 million.
You're getting about 7 million, right? Yes. And let's look at maybe what is this person who was contributing now, who was contributing from age of 25 to the age of 60, like full
continuously.
time.
Oh my
What
days.
also happens, right?
Yeah.
We have to establish that.
Yeah.
So for this person, you'll have contributed around how much? You'll have contributed around 1.2 million, right? So he has contributed that 3,000 religiously until their 60th birthday.
Yeah.
So by the time that they're reaching retirement, they'll have around 11.3 million.
Wow.
It's about a difference of roughly 4 million.
4 million.
Yes.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yes. But now let me tell you now this other aspect of now waiting. Now for me who I've decided to wait, I said I'm going to start this at 35. So what is this that is going to be happening? Right? So let's also check from 35 to 60. If I'm contributing, how much will I have contributed, right? So when I see from 35, from 35 you're going to have contributed, you've contributed also from 35 to 60 years, right? So you'll have contributed around 900,000. So do you know that 900,000 that you've contributed, how much it's going to give you by the time you're reaching the age of 60? You're going to be getting around 3,080,000. Yes. Have you been able to see what has been happening all through? that from age 25 to 35 and you don't contribute no more, you'll be getting 7.4 million, right?
Yes.
Then
If you've
gone all the way from
through,
25 to 60,
you're
you'll
getting
be getting 11 million.
Yeah.
But what happens if you start late at 35 to 60?
Yeah.
You will have contributed 3.98 million. Can you imagine? Can you imagine of how starting late
can take away some benefits?
And it's not some benefit, because if you take if this person didn't contribute no more when they were at the age of 35 and this other person joined at 35 and continued contributed, they still cannot meet.
Yeah.
Because one will have 7 million and this one who started contributing at 35 will have around 3 million.
All right. We are convinced. We will start early, Alex. This hour. Right? Yes. So let's see. There's another question here. Someone is saying, kindly tell us on how this works in the event the rightful contributor is no more, they've passed away, especially now that most contributors don't disclose the same to relatives and beneficiaries. That is so true. Do you know sometimes when you're signing up things that require next of kin, you don't even tell the people that you've put them there. Sometimes I feel like these things are just, we take them just like another formal thing. Yeah, so I haven't told my people, so now what?
and you're no longer there.
And you're no longer there.
So this is what happens in a situation whereby you are no longer there, and you have not informed maybe your beneficiaries that you left, you had some sort of a plan or something. So first of all, what can happen is this. For starters, is this money will still stay with it under your name, but it will reach a point whereby we are required by by UFA, that is unclaimed financial assets. If this money is not, so nobody is able to come and just claim it within some specific period of time, we'll send this money to UFA. So whoever will come to claim it will go where? To UFA, whereby no beneficiaries have been provided, nothing has been provided. But in a situation whereby the member had indicated the nomination of beneficiary and had indicated their beneficiaries, we provide a place whereby they're able to indicate the contact details of their email and their mobile number.
So you call them?
So we call them.
You or UFA?
It is us who call them. Before we take now money to UFA. We only take the money to UFA whereby we are not able to establish where that person is.
I'd want to ask what happens after that, but I believe that should be answered by someone from UFA. Would you know?
Honestly, when you send money to UFA, and maybe let's say in the later years, a member comes and says, we heard that our person had benefits over here. You know. So one thing that we are going to do is this. We are going to request you, first of all, to go to your chief and write you a letter indicating that you're the only surviving beneficiary of this person.
Only?
Yes. You have to, because because you did not, there are no beneficiaries that have been indicated.
But there are other members of the family.
If there are any other members of the family, they have to be captured within that letter.
All of them?
Those that are the beneficiaries of this person. For instance, we find ourselves in a situation, let's take an example of, let's say I have a wife and I have children, right? And now I have passed away. So it is just rightfully for the wife to go.
Yeah.
So it's the name of the wife which is going to be indicated there and the children who are minors. So the guardian is going to be responsible of now the kids. So that letter, when it comes now to us, because you had not indicated any nomination of beneficiary, we are going to use it. And we're also going to request you to come with a death certificate. Because again,
to prove.
Yes.
What if an uncle goes and the wife...
And the wife, he'll have to come with a letter. Then after we receive that letter, it's now we share it with our trustees.
Okay.
Our trustees are now the people who are supposed to do the due diligence and check, is this person truly eligible as a beneficiary of this person?
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So thank you for giving us confidence that even as a sole contributor, when you're not there, unfortunately, there's still a process that takes care of your money until it gets to the rightful beneficiaries?
Yes.
Because I know that's another fear. Mtu anasemanga, hey, ndachanga huko
like
ala.
50.
All right, so somebody else is asking, if I change jobs multiple times, how does NSSF track my contributions across different employers? Kuna mtu anachangingi pengine kila mwaka.
That is so good. I have first of all to remind members or to remind our viewers of one thing, that the responsibility to track contribution solely lies on you. You have to check your NSSF statement. Yes, because you see, your NSSF account doesn't change. Even if you go to another employer, it will continue.
Okay.
It will continue. It will continue adding to your NSSF number. You have one NSSF number.
Okay.
Yes.
You don't change NSSF number with a new employer.
Exactly.
So it's the same.
It is the same.
Oh, so it's an easy way they can track it very easily then.
Yes.
Okay. So what happens to my personal pension fund if the company managing the fund goes out of business? Alex talked about that, but I will allow him to insist again. You can see this is a genuine concern. Biashara ikiisha, pension fund yangu inaenda wapi? Remind our new viewer who just joined.
Pension yako haiishi. Pension yako inaendelea kukuwa held where it is at a third party. Because you have an administrator.
Right.
So the pension stays still there.
Right.
Yes. You are able to go and also access part of it.
Right.
Yes.
What if someone like this panics and goes to the insurance, just give me my funds, kampuni na ujafika 50, will you be given?
Now, this is the thing. By the time you are able to reach to now the insurance company or your administrator who is administering the pension scheme or the fund, one thing that will happen is this, they'll first have to confirm if you and the employer have been contributing. If it is both of you people who have been contributing, you can only be eligible to get 50% of the total of the benefits. You're only eligible for 50%. Then the other 50% is going to wait until when you reach the retirement age. Then that is when you come now for the other 50%.
For the other one.
Yes.
All right. Ama pia utaweza ihamisha to a new place of employment that you will go to.
Exactly.
All right. Great. So what's the earliest you can access your NSSF?
The earliest you can access your NSSF is within normal retirement age. That is 60 years.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
But again, there are also other withdrawal processes whereby at when you are around 50, that is also early retirement of some sort.
Okay.
Yes.
Kuna mtu ataamua kuretire at 30. Wengine tunaona una retire at 40. Mambo yao imeendea vizuri wameretire. Can they go get their money? Kwa sababu in their mind we have retired.
In their mind they have retired.
I have retired. I have just chosen to do it at 40. Give me my pension fund.
You see, the matter called pension is a matter that is really taken seriously in this country and is protected by the law. Yeah. So, for you to retire at 40 or to retire at 30 and think that you can go and take your benefits, I wouldn't really tell you would. Yes. Maybe you can resign, but you cannot retire at 40. Yes, if you are in active employment, you resign. You exit work by either resignation or maybe redundance or something, right? But is it really retirement?
Yeah, because you'll still go work somewhere else for sure. Yes. Yeah, but in case kikwako unaona umeretire, you will only still access the money once you reach the ages that are recognized by the law of Kenya, which is 50, 60, 65.
Yes.
All right. So what happens when you can't work due to disability? Can you access your pension early? Pengine ulikuwa unafanya kazi tu vizuri, accident ikafanyika pahali, ulikuwa unafanya kazi ambayo unatumia mikono yako, now you can't use your hands, you're not in employment anymore. Can you access?
Now that one, you can retire early. You can retire on a basis of invalidity or disability. Yes. For instance, I'm working maybe in a manufacturing company.
Yeah.
And maybe my work is to maybe iron sheet and something happens to my hand and one of it is like maybe chopped in the process, right? So sina mkono. So hii mkono ilikuwa inanisaidia kufanya hii kazi. So siwezi endelea kufanya hii kazi. So I'll retire on a basis of like invalidity. Yes.
And you'll be able to access your
You'll be
money.
able to
Hata
access
kama
your
uko
money.
20,
Hata kama uko
30,
yes.
35, you'll
Yes.
be able to access your money. But it will still work na ile yenye ulisema whether it will still work with either if it's a provident
Or a pension fund.
or a pension fund.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Alex. I feel like we've really understood matters pension. Pengine nikupatie wakati uangalie to the young people direct. Usiniangalie, waangalie tu direct kwa macho hivi. Have a one-on-one with them. Just tell them why they need to plan for their retirement as early as now.
I will want maybe to use this analogy of a stool again and just define what retirement is. And this aspect of retirement is whereby you get to plan for yourself. So if we are to go back to our analogy whereby we had one of those legged stools, that one leg represents the NSSF. That is a National Social Security Fund, right? And if you are fortunate enough to be in an employer scheme whereby now the employer is contributing, so there is also that kakiti. It forms the next leg of our stool. Then the final leg of our stool is now the one that you yourself also decide to contribute as an individual towards that kitty of retirement. Without these three legs, this stool might not be able to support you comfortably. So one thing that I want to tell our young people, me being part of them, is you have to start early and start where you are.
Yeah.
You don't have to have these large amounts of money for you to be able to start. No. You can start from you can start from every point.
Right.
You can start as low as 500. As you continue growing and building, at least by the time you're retiring, you will have something good for yourself.
Thank you so much, Alex. You have made a conversation on pension so understandable. Unajua hizi ni zile topic unasikianga unaanza guys sasa uko ni wapi tumeenda, and I believe our viewers back at home feel exactly the same way. So thank you so much for breaking it down for us so well. And for our young people, umesikia Alex akisema usingoje pesa nyingi, just start where you are, enroll in NSSF, pick a personal pension plan, automate it, sit back, relax, and let time do the work for you. Now remember, we are talking about making sure that when you're retiring, you retire comfortably. So take Marta's retirement plan and pension contributions seriously as from today. Thank you so much for watching our conversation today, our youth forum with Alex from CIC. Tukutane next week, Friday, with another impactful conversation for you. Until then, have yourselves a fantastic weekend. My name is Violeta Ngena. Goodbye.